What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You are watching Gunplay TV, and today on the table, as we can see, we have a bit of a different type of product. Not exactly a firearm or anything firearm related, but certainly something that is an EDC item. So before we go any further, I'm going to ask that you pause this video now, scroll down, take a look for the subscribe button, and once you found it, go ahead and give that a click for me. I do appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get straight into the box.
Reach for the sky.
Alright, so as I said in the introduction, something a little bit different this time around. So, not exactly a firearm, but something, again, preparedness and everyday carry related. And so I figured I would bring it to the channel. This is something that I've been eyeing for a while, something that I've been meaning to add to my EDC lineup, and here we are. So, if you guys are of a keen eye, you'll probably notice that this is a Toor knife and Sangin instrument collaboration. Now, these are two veteran-owned companies. In fact, I think the owners have a bit of a history together. And so this is a collaboration product, again, between Toor Knives and Sangin Instruments. And we can see here on the side, it is the Admiral in stone, okay? So if we rotate around the box, it's not much on here. You got the price tag of $295, so not a cheap knife by any means. And forgive me if I'm putting fingerprints all over this box. You know what time it is, cocoa butter fresh on the hands. Okay, so as we peel back, the lid here is a very nice magnetically closed box. We're presented with a microfiber cleaning cloth, the Toor knife sticker, a guaranteed for life warranty card or breakdown, if you will, and of course here on the right we've got the Toor Admiral. So as we break this out the box, we'll put everything kind of off to the side and we will take a look at this here. So of course, again, an EDC item. This is a pocket knife if you haven't picked up on it already. It is pretty nice, at least from what I've gathered. Now, I don't pretend to be well versed in steels or knives for that matter, but this is something that I was eyeing for a while. It was between this and the Benchmade Bugout. So got a pretty good deal on this guy and had to pick it up. So I'll kind of run through the specs with you guys. It is a frame locking knife, as we can see there. So as I push that frame to the side, it allows me to close or lock that blade into position. It's got an overall length of 7 inches and a blade length of 3 inches. So that may or may not be pertinent to you depending on which jurisdiction in which you reside. Okay, so the handle length is a bit longer at 4 inches and the blade thickness comes in at 0.125 inches. Okay, so overall thickness when the blade or the pocket knife is closed comes in at 0.425 inches. Okay, so relatively slim. I like that, and that's part of the reason I picked this thing up. It's also very light at 3.5 ounces. Okay, so reason being is because, well, the handle or the scales on this particular model are made from 6AL 4V titanium. So very strong, very lightweight metal, if you didn't know, but very nice overall. The blade hardness is 5961 Rockwell, and that blade is comprised of CPM 154 steel. So again, I don't pretend to be well versed in steels and their different characteristics, but from what I've gathered, CPM 154 holds a point and an edge very well, and it's an overall very good steel. So if you're picking one of these things up, you will be well served. Now, of course, it's got the Torx 8 screws here on the side if for whatever reason you need to disassemble this thing, but all in all, very, very nice. Okay, so of course, this is a collaboration, as I said, between Sangin Instruments and Toor Knives. Now, Sangin and Toor Knives actually claim that this is an heirloom piece to kind of commemorate the brand partnership, but also Sangin's dedication to brilliance and the basics, as they say. So this blade, of course, as I mentioned before, comes in at $295. I got it for a bit cheaper than that, secondhand, new in box, of course, but secondhand just the same. And it comes in 2 colors. So this is the stone variety with the kind of more traditional colored blade there. And there is also a carbon variety, which is all black. Now, I wanted that, but it seems to always be sold out on Sangin's website. Now, one thing to note, Toor Knives, many of you guys will be familiar with them, I imagine. This knife in particular is not available on Toor's website. You got to get this directly from Sangin, okay? So let that say what it will. I think for that reason, it is a bit more obscure of a knife. I haven't seen any videos covering this particular blade on YouTube, and so I wanted to bring you guys an unboxing and a first look. Now, again, relatively new to EDC pocket knives at least, and so wanted to bring this to the channel, but I'm not gonna be able to hit you guys over the head with the top tier specs or any comparisons, unfortunately. Now, for another few points of note, for you guys that are actually familiar with knives, you'll probably recognize this off the bat, but this is a drop point tip or drop point blade, if you will. And one thing I do like about this is you probably won't be able to see it. There is a small ball bearing style detent in there, and so when this is closed, it kind of snaps shut that last little bit of the way. And you know, unless you're intentionally trying to open this, it's going to hold itself shut pretty well. So that is also nice. Now you can also get a pretty good grip, pretty forward grip I should say, on this. It's got a nice finger groove here, as well as a small one here. I don't imagine you'd use that, but there are some serrations here for you to rest your hand on there behind the spine to get any leverage that you might need. Now, of course, being a pocket knife, this does have a clip on it, and it is a deep carry clip, which means this thing is going to be more or less fully concealed within your pocket. And I'm not sure if you guys are able to notice, it kind of has a brass kind of hue to any of the hardware that's added on here, so I do like that as well. So real quick, you can see the Toor logo there and the Sangin Instruments logo here on the side of the blade. But all in all, a very nice knife, and it does come quite sharp out of the box. Again, I'm not super well versed in the world of knives, but I can tell you it does come sharp right out the box. So again, all in all, a very nice blade. Okay, so I'll roll into more pictures and some stuff from their website, but wanted to bring this to you guys, a very high quality blade if you are in the market for an EDC knife and you're willing to pay that top dollar or close to it. At least, of course, there are blades that get quite a bit more expensive than this one. Something worth checking out. Okay, so Sangin Instruments and Toor Knives, both veteran-owned companies, made here in the USA, and a great dedication to quality. Now, I've seen a lot on YouTube about Toor knives saying that, you know, some of their quality control seems to be hit and miss. This particular blade is about 2 months old, so it's relatively new off the production line. I personally do not have any issues with the centering, the cut or the carve of the spine here. Saw a lot of videos from other users saying that the carve on the spine was uneven, that the centering was not quite there, and I know a lot of people had issues with quality control as a whole, it seemed, from Toor knives. But if this is any indication to the contrary, I wanted to bring it to you guys. It seems to be well balanced, well made, and well crafted, at least as far as I can tell, but again, not a knife guy. So with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. You've been watching Gunplay TV. If you found this video educational, inspirational, or entertaining in any way, shape, or form, please go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment while you're down there. And if you haven't already, for whatever reason, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. With all that being said, I'm gone.